Ranking reflection as we continue to get some crazy news coming out of the MLR over the past couple of weeks, along with an upcoming MLR draft. It's time to look back at some of our rankings heading into the 2025 Fantasy MLR year. It's our favorite show. We take a look back at our top fives heading into the year, how it stacked up to those who actually finished in the top five. The Fantasy Ruckers show starts right now.
Where rugby and the world of fantasy sports collide. Welcome to the Fantasy Ruckers Show, bringing fantasy rugby to the masses, talking all things rugby from the MLR to leagues around the world. We're on top of it. Headphones on, pads off. This is the Fantasy Ruckers Show. Now, here are your hosts, Ryan Yee, Matt Yee, and Devin Vanderpool.
What's up, everybody? This is episode 165 of the Fantasy Ruckers Show. Thanks so much to our Fantasy Ruckers League members, our community members, and everyone else tagging along on this journey of making fantasy rugby a reality in MLR. Full house today with you each and every single week. Matt Yee, Devin, Vandy Vanderpool. I am Ryan Yee. And boys, it feels like this is supposed to be the off season. Supposed to be. We're throwing in a little bit of downtime here and there. We've gone to almost a one episode per 2 week type schedule here. Maybe changing that in a little bit to make sure that we get some guests on the show. Stay tuned. But in the meantime, it feels like any time that we have this off week break, the MLR decides to spit out a whole bunch of stuff that we need to catch up on. The biggest, obviously, what everyone's talking about is the looming feeling that 99%, no confirmation yet. So maybe there's a glimmer of hope, but it does point like all directions is that Miami is now the next team to be joining the NOLA Gold as a team that will not be competing in the MLR in 2026. So this is an episode about that. We're going to react to that news. We're going to get Vandy's reaction. We're going to get Maddie's reaction. And we do have a draft. While all this chaos is happening, we do have a MLR draft happening this week as well, coming up on the 21st, which is Thursday. Not much information about that, but we're going to try to react to it anyways. And all of that being said, once we get through the news, we do have a ranking reflection episode where Maddie's been waiting for this one. Took a little bit of time to get to this point, but we're going to look back at those top five rankings we had heading into the 2024 year and see how that stacks up against the guys that actually finished in the top five. So a jam-packed episode, but before we get to it, boys, you're looking good. We got some merchandise. Polos, Fantasy Ruckers polos. Vandy finally got his, so now we're matching on the show.
We're in, baby.
Boys, how you guys doing? Looking good? Feeling good? Hope you're all doing good as well.
Looking dapper, energized, ready to talk about the league slowly crumbling underneath our feet. But hey, we're good. We're good. Vanny, you missed it. I was in good spirits 2 weeks ago, man. I was feeling good. Even after the demise of NOLA Gold and the merge of the Legion and LA, and Ryan just threw an absolute wrench into it. Just threw. Vanny, I was positive for once. I was positive about it. I was positive about the league, even though we were seeing things going down. And Ryan said, "Yep, sorry.
You know
Not
what?
Looking good. This sucks."
When I seen it, I thought it was AI, honestly.
It was the rare occasion where we flip roles, where Maddie was actually taking the half glass full
No
approach.
more.
Half full glass.
Ryan's fault. No
glass
more.
half full approach. I put a damper on that
It's
real
not
quick.
even a
And I
glass
guess that was
anymore.
followed up by even more depressing news. Been a tough offseason so far, but it's okay. The Fantasy Ruckers are here to help you get through it. And like I said last episode, we're going to, no matter what the world of rugby throws at us, our main mission is to keep this thing going. And that is keep Fantasy MLR a reality. So again, jam-packed episode. Maddie's recharged. He had a little bit of a trip along the presidential traverse up in New Hampshire. I was out in the Outer Banks for a little bit, resetting and recharging before the busy season, sports season that's upon us. Vandy had a little bit of time off. And yeah, like Maddie said, we're recharged and ready to take a look at those rankings, react to some crazy news, including both an MLR draft that is coming up this week, plus the departure of Miami this upcoming year. But let's get right into it. Before we do, like we say every episode, if you haven't already, follow us at the Fantasy Ruckers. Good content all off season long. This ranking reflection episode is kind of the kickoff of kind of our look back at different fun stats, different awards, different things like that throughout what was the 2025 Fantasy MLR season. Good interviews. We had a great interview couple weeks ago with or I should say a couple weeks ago on the last episode 164 with friend of the show now, Nola Gold, or former Nola Gold now, Callum Botcher, who was able to give us some insight into all that went down. So if you haven't checked that out, go check that out. Some good clips are on our socials. And again, you can like, subscribe for more interviews coming up here on YouTube. Hit that bell. Good stuff coming out with many more guests upcoming. A possible friend of the show, Andrew co-appearance, who may be able to give us some insight into the Legion merging upcoming next week. So to catch that, make sure you're staying tuned. Again, at the Fantasy Ruckers on socials, YouTube here, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Check out the fantasyruckers.com and join the Discord. Great community over there that has been trauma bonding, let's say. Been trauma bonding over everything that's been going down. And we've been able to kind of trudge through it together. But no time to waste anymore. Let's get right into all that has gone down over the past 2 weeks.
News dump.
All right, time for our TFR News Dump, episode 165 edition here this off season. I guess we'll start off. I want to get all the better stuff, I guess, knocked out of the way before we get into a reaction that is what everyone's talking about. So Miami Sharks, stay tuned. We'll react to that. But the first thing that is on the docket here coming up this week is on Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern time on ESPNU. We have a MLR draft. We don't know the draft order. We don't know what teams will be participating in the draft. But nonetheless, we have a draft coming up on Thursday. What that's going to look like, I have no idea. I was contemplating the idea because we usually bring on a guest on this show around this time of the year, right before the draft, to kind of break down some prospects. If there is a place where we do lack a lot of knowledge in terms of young guns at entering the league, is the collegiate sports scene. We brought on John Fitzpatrick of Rugby Morning to talk about some of the prospects and younger players that are coming in. I would love at some time to bring on Alex Goff of Goff Rugby Report to come on this show to break down the prospects, a guy that's very in tune in the collegiate scene. But I was thinking, I'm like, how are we going to break this down if we don't even know what players are going where, what teams are participating, or what order that's being happened? So we may do one after the fact, but either way, we do have a draft coming up on Thursday. Apparently, there's about 140 declarees for this draft from a whole bunch of different colleges for this upcoming 2025 MLR draft on Thursday. We'll see what happens. But MLR has not been talking about anything when it comes to departures of any teams, NOLA included, who announced themselves. Miami obviously haven't even announced themselves what is happening, but they have continued to release prospects, social media posts, and obviously really push this draft that is coming up. So again, 6 p.m. Eastern time this Thursday. What's going to happen? We don't know. I guess that is part of the fun of it all. And honestly, not that surprising for what the MLR has thrown us over the years.
Hey, I got a curveball question when it comes to the draft. What if you had Miami Sharks first pick? What happens now?
Well, I mean, I was watching, and if you haven't checked it out, check out James Dealey, friend of the show of MLR Stats and North American Rugby Database, who posted a video of his reaction to the Miami Sharks. And in that video, he also kind of describes the process of the draft and certain teams that have certain picks. So, for example, I believe like NOLA traded their pick to New England, and we have trades to the Anthem that have happened that have involved some of these teams. The Legion merging, I believe the RFCLA, I believe, has traded some of those picks. So yeah, that's a great question, Vanny. We don't know the answer. So I guess we'll find out. I don't know. I will find out literally at 6 p.m. Eastern time, because there has been nothing about that. It is. Imagine a world in any sports league where you are 3 days, 4 days removed. I guess when the time of this podcast release, 3 days removed from a draft happening, and you don't know who's picking.
Dude,
You don't know
Football would
in
be
what order.
insane
Oh,
if
it'd be
that was
crazy.
the truth.
It'd be crazy. It'd be crazy.
Uproar.
Yeah, I don't. There's nothing really left to say with that. Matt, do you have
So,
any reaction with that?
so do we riot for answers or what's
Well,
what's?
you know what? I think we can trust on a few consistencies here. All right. The CEO, Nick Benson, is going to shake some hands.
Mhm.
Definitely shake the guy's hands. He's going to get some firm handshakes from these
Yep.
guys.
Yep.
Two, it's probably going to be at some sort of steakhouse. We know how much they love steakhouses. It's going to be at a steakhouse of some sort.
Yeah.
And that's about it. That's all the guarantees that
All
I
right.
got.
How much are you willing to bet that the draft takes place at a steakhouse, Maddie? And
None.
so you're not confident in that pick. You just said it's
I'll one
100%
up it. It's
guaranteed.
gonna be
I'm
TGI
not
Fridays.
I'm not a betting man. You know me. I don't participate in the bets.
Sure. Right.
I only advise on what I think is
Well,
likely to happen with
All right,
my
what's likely to
educated
happen?
guess.
All right. Well,
Tell
great
me.
segue, because if you are a betting man, which Vandy, I know you are a betting man, the very wise and intelligent, our very own website guru, Alistair Kirschpool, is trying to put together a little bit of a draft challenge. Now, where there is a wrench that's thrown into these things
I don't know any
is
of the players. Oh,
how do
is
we
that the
know?
wrench?
How do we know who's going where? No, they know the players. People know the players.
I've got no clue.
We got no clue, but people know the players. But he said, how are we going to do this without us actually knowing the order and or knowing who's picking in this draft? So he actually tagged MLR for doing the service of us who are interested and said, hey, trying to do this thing. It'd be nice if we got the order and the teams who are participating. So we'll see whether or not that gets released or pushes anything. But there is something in the works. Check out the Discord. Alistair Kirschpool, Oddball Gentleman on Discord, is trying to put together a mock draft challenge when it comes to the draft that is taking place this Thursday. So, long story short, don't know much. All we do know is that 6 p.m. Eastern Time, ESPNU, 2025 MLR draft. So we'll start there and we'll see what happens out there. A couple other pieces of news. We got ourselves a World Cup qualifier coming up this week, Friday, August 22nd. So after you've digested the draft that happens on Thursday, you tune right in on Friday evening. You got Canada taking on the U.S. for a possible spot in the 2027 World Cup. Both the teams have announced the players that have been training. Obviously, with the USA side, there are no shortage of MLR players on that list. I counted, I think, up to 35 of them. It is sad to see that some of them who were on the NOLA Gold, you can see it says like unattached, like Ruben De Haas. It says unattached in his club. Obviously, NOLA was once there, but kind of a reminder that it has been a pretty tough offseason. And then on the Canada side of things, I believe 22 of the 34 players on their PNC training camp list, I think that's around like 65%, according to James Dealey, because he does better math than we do, participating in their side of things. And they'll all clash here coming up this Friday for a spot.
I know some notable omissions. Andrew Coe, I believe, is one of them that is not on the list. Andrew Quatrin is another one that is not on the list. I believe there's another one, but those are the two big names that I can remember off the top of my head.
Andrew Coe, not too sure the decision behind that. I do know that he's hanging out with family this week. So that is obviously a nice thing to do in the offseason. As for Andrew Quatrin, also a friend of the show, it was announced according to Brian Ray that he is actually training. So when we had him on the show, we asked him if he had any plans to be working with a team this offseason. Didn't give us any pointers, but according to Brian Ray, he is out in France. Working out with Valence Roman, a French Pro D2 side. They're possibly looking at him as potential injury cover. Looks like he possibly will not be available for the match for this coming Friday. So interesting stuff there. But either way, big matchup here for both Canadian and American rugby fans coming up this Friday, and we'll see how that goes. A couple signings here since we last had. Actually, I should announce that Jared Adams, as part of the PNC stuff, he is prop for, I guess, what was NOLA Gold. He's representing Manu Samoa. Always great to see MLR players on other international teams. But just other notable signings that happened across the league, we did see a Paula Balikana appearance for an NPC Bunnings team on Northland coming off of the bench, making his NPC Bunnings roster debut. A couple other signings. Rian Stowers signs with Tokyo Gas, Japanese 4th Division. He will move on from San Diego, or I guess now the California Legion. Alessandro Heaney, prop for RFC LA last year, signs with the Cornish Pirates in Champ Rugby in England. And then probably the most notable, Eagle number 587, Tonga Coffey of the Utah Warriors, Vandy, one of your favorites, signs with the Leicester Tigers and will play with them for the 25-26 year. So obviously playing in the Premiership, a big step up and something that we love to see, players using the MLR as a stepping stone to get to notable places like the English Premiership.
Gonna miss him though.
Yeah.
Gonna miss
I mean, good for him though. We love to see.
Yeah, you know
as
what?
we
That's what
always
it's
say,
about.
MLR is a stepping stone for guys to get banked, guys to go into bigger things. And yeah, love to see it.
Yeah, love to see it. All right. Now let's get to what everyone was waiting for. Miami Sharks are out for 2025. Question mark? We have not seen any announcement like the NOLA Gold, who announced on their social channels about their departure from the 2025 year. The last post on the Miami Sharks social pages is the announcement of their CEO. We talked about it last show.
Doing well right now.
Executive of the Year, Milagros Cubelli, being announced as Executive of the Year for the MLR. Have not seen a post from the Miami Sharks since then. Of course, we just mentioned Major League Rugby has made several posts about the draft. No mention of the status of the Miami Sharks. However, according to MLR Weekly, who tweeted out on August 6th, the Miami Sharks will not be participating in the 2026 season. That was later confirmed by Brian Ray, who said they had a conference call the morning of August 6th, who said that players have been notified that the Miami Sharks will not be participating in MLR for 2026 either. So, messy. This comes off of a week where we reacted to the news that the NOLA Gold will not be participating in the 26th season. Just to outline the context of where the Miami Sharks stand, Marcos Galperin is the owner of the Miami Sharks, one of the richest men in all of Argentina.
Rich enough.
According to sources, and according to what James DeLee was saying in his video and reacting to this news, Miami was actually flip-flopping on their intention of being in the 2026 year, actually before the 2025 postseason began. Now, they played their first playoff game. By the time the MLR championship, they had apparently eased on the idea of, okay, we'll be back. However, then you had the crazy offseason so far that included the departure of NOLA and the merging of both San Diego and Los Angeles, which may seem that might have been the last straw to kind of put the nail in the coffin for Miami to depart the MLR. Now, mind you, again, at the time they're recording this podcast, Miami has not said anything, nor has the league said anything. Now, again, the league has not said anything about NOLA either. We'll obviously find out, hopefully, come this draft, at least, if they will be picking or not. They are both not listed on the MLR website, which would allude that they are not participating in the upcoming year. But talk about, we called the last episode, nightmarish offseason. The nightmare continues to get worse as now Miami is no longer in MLR, and now we are sitting at 8 teams for 2026.
That's a good thing. Back to even.
Back to even. That is a positive. Silver lining. We're looking for those right now. That is a positive.
I mean, what are we going to do? Like, it is what it is. We're going to see over the next 4 or 5 years, teams coming, teams going, teams leaving, teams coming back, teams, new teams coming in, talks of merging teams and merging leagues. I know there's conversations of the Solar and the MLR joining. So yeah, I don't know. I think this is, as an MLR fan, we're just going to have to get used to these types of conversations and these types of topics. And this is just going to become a routine every offseason. It's just going to be who's next. And if we see an offseason where we don't see anybody leave, then it'll be a good one. And we'll be happy about it. And if we see one leave, it's status quo.
So we can tell the condition of the league by how many guys quit in the offseason?
Well, hey, the bar is pretty low. I mean, right now we got 3 teams that have technically left and the league is still pretty good.
Yeah.
The league is still going to happen.
Hey,
for
Utah had a
2026.
max exodus. Look at them. Maybe the MLR.
Hey,
Same thing.
Yeah, mass exodus first in the league. That's what MLR are doing, I guess. I guess that is a lot more of a positive approach that I was expecting from you.
Just get used to it. Just get used to it, people.
I think Matt's just burnt out. I don't even know if he can just.
I just, yeah, you got it, Vandy. Like, what am I supposed to do? Get so angry over every?
I really
team
thought the
leaving and
lack
thinking
of
the league's
NOLA
gonna
info
fail?
was going to send you. I did.
Who cares? Who cares? You know what am I supposed to expect them to tell me the draft order before the draft? That's too high of a bar. Too high of a bar. Lower your expectations. You can never be disappointed.
What do you have to say to people? What do you have to say to people who are saying they're tired and are at that stage where they are burnt out? And this is just
like, what do you say? I mean, honestly, you watch all the games, you get emotionally excited, for the ups and the downs, and then for what? For your team to just maybe crumble in the off season? It makes so you don't want to, put in so many Sundays, but hey, gotta have faith.
I mean,
I do it.
Look,
Utah.
the season's still going on. 8 teams, and maybe it's from a perspective that isn't a fandom of a particular team. Like, I feel for the Miami Sharks fan, I feel for the NOLA Gold community. I feel for, I'm going to say, the RFCLA 1 year community that they built, because that California Legion team, I'm going to assume, is just San Diego Legion. So let's talk like as if RFCLA is the one that went down because they had a bell end as their logo. So, I mean, look, I feel for them. I get it. But the season's going on. You're going to be able to watch professional rugby in America. Like, enjoy rugby. Enjoy what you got.
That's
all we can do.
A whole city loses their rugby team. He's still throwing strays.
Yeah, no doubt.
Hey, they were only there for a year.
This guy needs more vacation time.
They didn't even build a community. All they did was just have bubble tea, and that's it. Just sponsored by bubble tea. They just moved on.
And it'll be interesting to hear from Co, who again chose RFCLA as a destination.
What's crazy?
Hopefully we have a next.
Crazy. Sorry, Ryan. You know what's crazy? I was just thinking about this. Miami had Visa on the front of their shirt, and they folded. That's nuts. Like, you think if you got Visa on the front of your shirt,
but see, this is the thing. This is the thing, right? I think the way these teams are folding are for different behind the scenes reasons. Like, and this is all speculation. I want to preface by saying this, but like, I think when it comes to Miami, it doesn't sound like money is the issue. They have a guy who's literally a billionaire, right? He could throw money around in terms of that. I just think, whether it's not the return on investment, which I don't think there should be an expectation right now for owners who are investing in this to be making their money back. I think, which is a hard part for a league to grow, is because you're depending on kind of that goodwill. The guy that comes to mind is Bill Webb, right? Of like the Toronto Arrows, who are like he knew that he wasn't, rest in peace, that he wasn't making money on this, but just he loves rugby so much, right? He wanted to see rugby succeed in North America that he was willing to pay that price of owning a team so that he could see that happen, right? So I think investors or owners who are coming into this looking to make a quick buck, I think the longevity right there and then doesn't really sit right, and I don't think that's going to happen, right? I don't know. I don't know what the behind the scenes. The money doesn't seem like it's an issue with this Miami squad. There have been rumors that they're going to participate in a different rugby competition. I don't know. I have no idea. So it kind of goes there. Now, I guess, Maddie, you say, 2026 is going to happen. Is there any inkling that, again, NOLA goes? You got this merger. Miami now goes. There have been rumors that Utah is looking for investors and that they're having a hard time trying to get people bring in.
Every team's looking for investors.
But I guess the point is there any concern that this is the beginning of the end for the MLR when it comes to what's going, or is this just, again, to your point?
I'm saying if we're going to say this every year, we're going to get pretty tired of this.
Yeah.
We lose Toronto, we lose New York in the same offseason. Is it the end of the year? We lose Miami, we lose NOLA Gold. Is it the end of the year? Or is it the end of the MLR? Like, the community is just going to exhaust itself. We're going to eat ourselves alive if we keep doing this. Just enjoy what we got. I will tell you when to panic. All right. I will tell you. You come in, you tune in. I'll tell you when to panic. And you know when you panic? When Seattle and New England Free Jacks, when they start talking and there's rumors with them, if they fold, this league's done. It's over. That's it.
Okay.
Those two teams. The minute there's rumors of them folding, this league's over.
That's when you hit the panic button.
You're already dead. No
Okay. Well, I mean, that's good to know. That's good. And that's a great point. That's a great point. Because again, the reason why I say that is because there's been a lot of comments and a lot of, scrolling through the Reddit, even on our Discord about, people getting exhausted of having to deal with this every off season. People saying, on the Reddit when people post news about, this team folding, that team folding, there's rumors of this, rumors of that, of just, what is the league doing? What and you can criticize decisions the league makes to keep this sustainable and have that. But I think to Maddie's point, we don't have the billions of dollars, right? And we're not the ones making the decision. So I guess to Maddie's point, enjoy it while it lasts and see kind of where we go from here. Fingers are crossed. Fingers are crossed. And I hope the league learns from this and makes the right decisions and can go through from there.
To me, the bigger interesting point that we're going to see throughout the rest of the offseason is what this means for the balance of international versus domestic. And I know this conversation has been going, but it's like, we've seen an influx of international talent helping grow this league. Like you think about the stars of the leagues and you think about a lot of international guys who have come in and done some crazy work to help grow the league and just increase the competition. I think it'll be interesting to see where they go and how it impacts the domestic players, because I think the last thing that American rugby or Canadian rugby wants to see is that domestic players getting filtered out and losing opportunity to these obviously better talent, like more talented, better skilled international players.
Yeah.
So I'll be interested to see that. But hey, better talent squeeze into 8 teams. Let's get after it.
I've always been a proponent. I know a lot of people have been quick to go to what is the next city that we expand to? Like I've always been a proponent of let it grow authentically and kind of naturally, right? And don't force it, right? And I think there's a reason why we continue to hover around this 8 number, right? I feel like 8 has been kind of that sweet spot, at least for right now. And it would be nice to kind of see a league settle and see the product kind of benefit from that. You know what I mean? And I get it. It's hard it's easy for me as a non-fan, right? It's obviously Miami fans or NOLA fans or New York fans or go down the list of teams that are now gone, Dallas fans. It's easier said than done as kind of a neutral kind of watcher and fan of this league. But I guess we'll see. And that will be an interesting outcome of this offseason, starting with the draft, starting with offseason signs, because we know all the players that have been on this teams have been deemed as free agents, quote unquote. And it'll be interesting to see where players go for that and going forward. We do know, though, that there is a team that isn't going anywhere, and that is the Houston SaberCats. So if you're looking for a silver lining, they have since posted, and they came out with a post that said, still in our golden era, and posted a logo of the Houston SaberCats. So
hey, only one gold can prevail.
Only one gold can prevail, I guess, which is ironic to think, because if you had maybe 5 years back thought which one that would be, as NOLA being one of the original founding teams, Houston team
being bad,
so
Houston,
much.
Not being able to get a win,
and now Houston's just bad in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, now that they're sitting pretty and having posts while their teams are folding, so I guess we still have Houston either way. Old Glory DC thanking their sponsors. So I mean, there's chatter out there. It's just, I guess, the big thing for me and the odd thing for me, and we should be used to this, is the fact that the MLR hasn't said anything. Zilch.
Right. I told you, lower your expectations.
Yeah, you know what? I'm with Matt now. You know what? That's how I'm going to do it. That's how I'm going to do it.
All right.
You're going to tune into the draft. It's just going to be highlights of last season. And then they're going to come out with the draft order and the draft players next week.
What if they announced
Not
two
even
teams?
Through their posts. It's going to be
Gilchrist came
American
back
Rugby.
and he bought 2 teams again.
Imagine, and he didn't pay any of them.
Hey, well, that's the problem. But
final question here to wrap up this kind of crazy offseason that we've been having. And I'm sure it'll continue. If you had to rank this out of the crazy offseason that we had, where does this rank?
Literally the same as all the other ones.
Yeah, we just have a T-1.
Yeah, just everybody.
Yeah. Don't
B
blame me.
dash one,
2, 3.
20 over.
Anyways, so Miami.
You know what? What's the joke? It's like, this is the worst day of my life. Worst day of my life yet.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. So there you have it. Miami Sharks out of 2025 question mark.
Man,
Still
on
no
Shark
announcement.
Week too.
No, still no.
That's the worst part about it. We're supposed
Still
to be
no
celebrating.
announcement.
I'm not killing them.
These off-season
Uh,
episodes or something, eh?
yeah, they really are. So again, at the time of the recording of this podcast, no announcement from the Miami Sharks themselves, no announcement from the
I'm
league. We'll
shark.
continue. We'll continue to wait on that. Oh man. Oh man. All right.
Oh, that was
Let's
so
get
good.
to some announcements here that I got for the people.
There's no way.
How? What? Think about everything you
What
just
are you
announced.
announcing? This is
And
what
then you
I
have
said.
more?
What are you even announcing?
What?
Hear ye, hear ye, here is Supreme Commissioner Yi with the Fantasy Ruckers League update.
What? Like, why?
The
What-
fantasy
what-
the fantasy Ruckers are folding from the Fantasy Ruckers League.
Can't joke about that right now,
Yeah, that's
Ryan.
terrible, dog. What are you doing?
No.
Somebody's
no.
gonna clip that.
Someone is gonna clip that. Someone is gonna clip that. No. We are strong and going. Couldn't be better here at the Fantasy Ruckers.
Yeah.
We'll make up. We'll
Hey,
sim
you know
our
what?
own
We're day to
games.
day at least.
We will put Vandy in the backyard with his son Louie and make fantasy teams out of that and
Yep.
draft his family.
You guys want to see a truck, an all-time truck. I'll give it to you. I'll show you.
What? Louis trucking you?
Yeah,
I think that's
yeah,
what would
sure.
happen.
Yeah. That's what we'll clickbait it as. Destroy
No.
him.
Jeez. We ain't going anywhere. Ain't going anywhere. But we do have a couple things coming up. I know we've been alluding to this
No way.
for weeks and weeks and weeks, but the MLR keeps on hitting us with more and more crazy news. So we are getting to this. But I'm officially naming it the TFR Managers Choice Awards is coming up. We are going to be releasing a Google form that will have everyone who participated in Fantasy MLR this season voting for their favorite players, voting for different categories, and we will reveal those coming up here in coming episodes. So the Managers Choice Awards are coming up. Look for an announcement with the Google form coming out for all of our fantasy managers to vote on some pretty fun categories from ranging from MVP of the league to biggest sleeper to biggest bust, all these different things that will be coming up. And we're looking forward to seeing and hearing the consensus of the people because, again, I am the commissioner of the people here with the Fantasy Ruckers. Lastly, feedback form also going to be coming out relatively shortly to all of our league managers to give us some feedback on various things when it comes to their experience with Fantasy MLR and, of course, listening to this show and all that good stuff. That will be coming out shortly as well. Again, announcement. Fantasy football is right around the corner as well, which I should say we do have the Fantasy Ruckers Football League that is starting up. We are still waiting to hear back from a couple of our members who hopefully will be returning for this year. But if there's a couple openings in that league, we'll make an announcement and you can join that as well. And we also encourage all of our fantasy managers to, hey, dabble in some fantasy football. That's where Vandy started. He's learned some good things, doing pretty well. Champion of the listener league in that
Don't
one.
even know
So
the name.
probably learned a lot of skills from fantasy football as well. So keep an eye out for that. But other than that's all I got. That's all I got.
There's like
Managers
too
Choice
many.
Awards, feedback form, fantasy football has begun. And again, the Fantasy Ruckers will not be folding their team in the OG League.
I want a
Yeah, we're
poll of
trying.
how many people thought I was going to win this year.
Diving.
I honestly,
Not me.
I
I
wanna
might
see a
throw
poll.
that. I might throw that in the TFR Managers Choice Awards. All right, let's get into to some off-season stuff here.
I couldn't even make playoffs.
And talk a little bit about some rankings that we had in our preseason and looking back on how we did.
Preseason warm-up.
More like our preseason cool down. Don't have a drop for this offseason stuff, so we're going to get right into it. Preseason warm-up, preseason cool down is what we're calling it. Before we get into our rankings, Maddie, I do have an Excel spreadsheet I was working on all of Sunday to figure out how well we did here. How do you think you did, Maddie? And do you
Not
think you did better than me?
yes.
Okay. The way I scored it,
You're a
I'll let you know,
doofus.
is if we got one in the top five, that's 1 point. Okay. If you got the guy in the exact spot that he finished in, you got 2 points.
Oh, I
Knowing
should be
that,
higher.
you
Three
think you
points.
did better than me.
Yeah, you're still a doofus.
Okay. All right. Wow. That's pretty harsh. Pretty harsh.
Doofus.
Either way, let's start off with some fun facts of this fantasy MLR season. Um, quick quiz for you two. If I had to tell you we had a history high for the Fantasy Ruckers, 6 leagues that took place this past year in our fantasy MLR season with a record number of people within those leagues. If I had to ask you who were the 2 players that were tied for the most appearances in those championship winning teams of each of those leagues, can you
Ooh.
name me those 2 players?
Vandy, you take a stab, bud.
I do. We'll go 1-1-1-1.
All
Okay.
right.
I'm gonna say.
And I should correct myself, 7 leagues this season. We had 7 leagues this
I'm
season.
gonna say
What a count.
Devon Rousseau.
Devon Rousseau. Very good guess. Very good guess. He was on 2 of the championship winning teams, not the highest.
I'm going to go Liam Coltman.
Liam Coltman.
Banger.
Doing a quick look here.
Front row.
Wasn't even on your
Only
list.
stud.
On 1
That's
team.
yours, Vandy. That was
Championship
yours.
winning, and that was Vandy's team. Yep, that was Vandy's team.
All right,
So not
Vandy,
in
you
that
go.
list.
Okay, so
And play along with
Devon
us if you're
Rousseau.
listening here on the pod.
Devon
Who do you
Rousseau.
think is the top rostered player on championship winnings teams in the 2025 fantasy MLR season?
Oh. I feel like this is a cop out just because he was sick, but
Say it.
Paula Bellacana.
Yeah, got to be.
Paula Balacana, one of them. He was on 4 out of the 7 teams. So there's one more player on there.
Wait, can I
Maddie,
go back to back?
Who do you think?
Yeah,
I don't think
you got it. You got it in. It's like we're shooting. It's like
I
we're
don't
shooting. You
think-
got it in. You got to go again.
I don't think you're gonna get this one.
Okay, give me. Okay, I'll just ask one position. You say yes or no, and then we don't do it again. Is
Okay.
it a 10?
No.
It's not a 10. Okay, one more. Forward pack or no?
No.
Uh-oh.
Damn, I thought it was
Brad
gonna be.
Wilkin, 3 of the 7 teams. Jed Melvin, 3 of the 7 teams. Lucas Rumble, 2 of the 7 teams. The tied for 4th is a back. I'll give you each 2 more guesses. Dun, 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 dun.
Trainer.
Jordan Trainer.
Oh,
of the
that
Nola
hurts,
Golds.
man. I didn't.
Not the Nola Gold.
Not the Nola Gold. Not the Nola Gold. Jordan Trainer, number 4. Vandy,
Huge
you
job,
had
baby.
Jordan Trainer on your team,
I did.
along with 3 other teams. So Paula Bellicana, Jordan Trainer, tied for the most rostered player on championship winning teams. Does that surprise either of you?
No.
Trainer surprises me.
Utah was sick, man.
I know he was sick, but Trainer was like,
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
Utah,
Utah,
wouldn't,
not the Nola Gold.
you
Utah.
wouldn't look at Trainer as being a league winner.
I would.
Like in terms of like championship, like Balacana, yeah, but like Trainer, he kind of, and this is the way he plays. Like he's not a try scoring machine. He's a guy that just consistently eats meters like it's his day job all the time,
It kind of is.
and you
his
don't
job.
notice it. It goes under the radar.
Goes
That's why
under
I
the
think
radar.
it's a little bit surprising.
I guess, though, one of the better players on the best regular season team, not surprising from that standpoint. But yeah, Jordan Trainer, 4 appearances
Love
on
to
there.
see it.
All right. Last quiz question before we get into the things that I know you guys already know, because you obviously check out the fantasyruckers.com. Best performance of the 2025 season. Do you remember? Don't look at the website.
I'm
Don't look at
not.
the website.
I'll look
Can
right
you
at this camera.
recall what player had the best performance of the regular season and what point total that was?
I don't think it's right. I was just gonna say Axel Muller because I know he had a 3-try game.
Third highest.
Dang
And
it!
that was
I
in week
thought that was
one.
it. Ah,
Yeah,
yeah.
above 30.
Yeah, that was my one.
There were only three 30-plus point performances this season, and he was the third highest one in that round one performance.
So it's my turn.
Yeah, your
Yes.
go.
I mean, we're doing Balacana earlier. We're just getting him off the board.
No, Balakana is not that.
Oh, we
He
didn't.
believes scored in the high 20s.
Did Rousseau have a 3-try game?
I don't think you guys are gonna get this one.
All
This one I
right.
actually don't think. So why don't I say it? If I gave you Seattle Seawolves, what would you say?
Duncan Matthews.
Not Duncan Matthews.
Cameron
Devon
Orr?
Rousseau.
Not Cameron Orr. That'd be crazy if a prop got 30-plus point performance. That'd be
Three
nuts.
try.
Now,
Well,
the Wild coach that did get close to that when he
yeah.
scored four tries in his game. Jade Stigling, 36.8 fantasy points in round 17, the last
Damn.
season
I was
of
right
the
there with
regular
Rousseau.
season. Now, I wrote down two because I don't know if this is a cop out because round 17 was not included in our fantasy MLR year, so that performance didn't have any impact on fantasy matchups because the fantasy season was already done. So what was the second highest that actually had an impact on fantasy season? He was on the NOLA Gold.
Oh, Mignon?
Xavier Mignot, 33.5 fantasy points in round 9. So, yeah, just some fun little tidbits there. Again, neither of those guys being in championship rosters, but Xavier Mignot, round 9, you're pretty happy when you had him. Jade Stigling, a guy that also was kind of up and
Dude,
down. Round
Axel
17.
Muller off the dome, though. Not bad.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good because that opening performance. And I believe Axel Muller was on one of the championship winning teams. So interesting there. All right. Kind of going down the list now. Let's get into no more stalling and get into the reflection of our preseason rankings that Maddie and I did. Obviously, if you're new to this show, before every fantasy MLR season, Maddie and I have a couple episodes where we break down who we think are going to be the top 5 at each fantasy MLR position. We do a forwards episode and a backs episode. I went through the list on both sides, our predictions, and then obviously pulled up the top 5 in each. And I've accumulated a score. Again, to what I told Matthew, 1 point for getting it in the top 5,
Yep.
2 points for hitting exactly on the nose for where we thought they were going to be ranked.
Okay.
I'll start off, though, by giving a shout out to the top players of all of MLR. Joe Mono set a season high at 187.2 fantasy points. Jonah Moe right behind him as the top scoring forward player at 184.2. So shout out to those two. Those were our fantasy studs. Let me tell you, it was very, very fun to have Jonah Moe on our fantasy team and was a big reason why we won our fantasy season in the OG League. All right, let's get into front row. So Maddie had
points.
Joe Tafede, Peter
Yeah, that's a duo.
Aneasu, Andrew
not well.
Quatrin, Dylan
okay.
Fawcett, Liam Coltman in order. I had Fawcett, Ben Sugars, Quatrin, Coltman, Peter Aneasu. The actual top 5 is Shiloh Klein. Both of us were wrong.
None of them would have
there.
got that. Nope.
Liam Coltman, number 2. Maddie and I both get a point for having him in the top 5. Maddie had him at 5. I had him at 4. He finishes 3. Cameron Orr finishes at number 4.
You don't know how to count?
Dylan Fawcett finishes off as number 3. Maddie, both and I had that. So Fawcett, I had at number 1. Maddie, you had him at 4. He finishes off at 3. Again, Coltman at 2. So we are each 2 points here, Maddie. And then to round out the list, Cameron Orr at 4, Hugh Roach at 5, which we both did not have on our list.
Both suck.
So we're tied 2-2. There you go.
Yep.
How you feeling, Matt?
It's perfectly fine.
All right. This is where we get spicy. Second row. Maddie had at 1, Jed Holloway. Sam Gala 2. Frank Lahore 3. Jason Dom 4. Sam Caird 5.
All right.
I had Frank Lahore 1.
Whatever.
Sam Gala 2.
Whatever.
Jed Holloway 3.
Whatever.
Justin Basson 4.
Whatever.
And Rhino Herbst 5.
All right. You score one more point.
Drum roll, please. Oh, are you counting this? Are you? Frank Lahore finishes off as second row one. I get 2 points. Maddie gets one. I had him at one. Maddie had him at three. Jason Dom comes in at two. I did not have Dom. I thought he was going to play back row. Maddie gets the point there. Jed Holloway at three. I had Jed Holloway at three. Maddie did not, or Maddie had him at number one. So 2 points for me, 1 point for Maddie. Then we finish off. Mason Flesh was the wild card. Did not expect him to have the season that he had. Sam Gala at five. Maddie and I both had Sam Gala. So again, Justin and Rhino not making the list on my end. Sam cared for Maddie. That's pretty good, Maddie. 4 for 5.
Yeah, I
just
crushed
in
that
the
one.
wrong order.
Yeah, if Carrot didn't get hurt, he would have been in there. So
Yeah, he was a tackle machine.
yeah, he was a beast. I would have
But
been.
I will say, I knocked
got 5
two
for
on
5.
the head there. Lahore at one, and Holloway at three, right on the nose.
Yep, I agree. Good
I
job.
get the head there. 5-4 is the total. Maddie, I am in the lead 7-6.
Bush League.
All right, back row position. I got Kunatani. How much fun it is to look back on that one. Jonah Moe, Kellen Galatier, Sam Tuifua, Vian Conradi. Maddie had also Kunatani, Moe at 2, like I did. Nell, Galatier, and Wilkin. The final list.
Hey, what the heck? What happened with Nell, Vandy? What happened? He got huge. He got hair, and he stopped being a beast.
He stopped stepping on
to get a
guys
contract
too.
over in Japan, though. Good enough to get a contract in Japan.
Good enough to get a contract in Japan. That's right.
I guess fantasy numbers not indicative of that. Jonah Moe, though, finishes off at 1. Maddie, both you and I had him at 2, so we each get 1 point there. Brad Wilkin finishes off at 2.
Let's go.
Maddie, you had him on the list. I did not. Manuel Ardeo finishes at 3.
We slept on this one. We messed up there. That was our mess up.
We did mess up. We definitely omitted Ardeo. And then Vian Conradi at 4. I had him at 5, close there. So I get a point there. And Christian Poitevin actually finishes off as the 5th ranked guy. So both of us missing out on Ardeo, Poitevin, and did not get Kunatani at all on that list. So interesting there.
Yeah. It's only going downhill from here.
You look back though on the top 5 forwards though here. What surprises you? What do we look back on and say, damn, we really missed that? And kind of upon reflection, this is the ranking reflection episode. You gotta go down the front row, second row, back row. What kind of stands out to you there, Maddie?
Well, I don't know how we're supposed to guess Shiloh Klein and Hugh Roach were going to be in the top 5.
It's true.
Right? I don't know how that works out. I don't know how we're supposed to guess that Cameron Orr was going to be in the top 5.
Now, Cameron Orr actually, like, low-key, like, he's been hella consistent.
Okay, he's sick, but, like, he's not going to be... There's no way you're guessing. Vandy, would you have guessed top 5 Cameron Orr? No.
Down year for front row players, do we think?
I mean, yeah, but I think it was just the way the scoring was done.
Yeah.
I don't know. Second row, I'm happy with. 4 out of 5, I'm good with. Back row, we definitely slept on Ardeo. Ardeo's the only one that I think we slept on.
Yeah.
And who knew that Kunatani was going to come in out of shape and just like not play? So like, what were we going to do?
It is true. I think it's
going to be pretty disappointing when we get into the scrum half. So like,
yes, scrum halves. Let's get it out of the way. So
this is dumb.
Good job.
How does this work?
Maddie and I both guessed Gonzalo Bertranu at number
that was
1
an easy
overall.
one.
Very easy. Both get 2 points there. From there, it goes downhill. We got Zion going as the number 2 scrum half overall.
Dude, Vanny, Logan Crowley just went off in his 50th game in NPC. So good.
Sorry, I lagged there.
Logan Crowley was absolutely ripping it up over the weekend. 50th game for his club, for NPC Bunnings Cup. Absolutely ripping it up. Utah just doesn't even give him a sniff.
Hey, Zion going was sick, man. Come on.
I did. I had to give Zion going his flowers. He did play well.
You have a bone to pick with going, and I don't know what it is.
Hey.
Wait, you're not going to say anything? You had all that to say all year.
Hey. Sometimes you're coming, sometimes you're going. You know?
I was more surprised by Tupai this year, honestly.
Yeah, so to round out the list, who would have thought that we would have had 2 9s from Miami?
Hey.
Rest in peace.
You
on
should
this
just see what
list.
Zion going would have done this
We should have
weekend.
knew. We should have knew NCRT was going to be doing some dumb stuff,
Yeah.
like playing centers in the 9.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Vandy? What'd you talk about going?
Connor Tupai at number 4, Kubeli at 5. So to give you the list, we both obviously guessed Bertrano. It goes down to Richard Judd. I had it 2. Matt, you had it 5. John Poland, I had it 3. You had it 2. Obviously, injury gets in there. Mitch Short, I had it 4.
That guy
You had
sucked
at
this
3.
year.
Yeah, that was not great. And then the difference there, Andre Warner, I had at 5. Maddie, you had Carlo Denishan at 4. Didn't turn out there. So really, Gonzalo's our only hit, 2-2. The score remains 11. I'm doing quick math. 11-10 for
I
myself.
will say it is pretty cool. You guys guessed the first guy. Like, he's a rookie to me. I know he's not a rookie, but like to me, first year in the league, and you guys put him at 1, and he stomps the 1. Like, not even Zon going. Zon
Thanks,
going was
Vandy.
second at 105,
Hey.
but the next was 81. He was 40 points better than third.
So
just know that Ryan copied.
No.
I
guess
did.
also-
I
During the
did
draft,
the film work.
when I
I did the film work. I did the film work. Ryan just came in and said, "Yeah, that looks good."
I'll tell the whole world right now. Off show, I was like, "Hey boys, I'm gonna need a 9 here." And then Matt's like, "Oh, bro, go Bertrano. It's a gamble, but I think he's gonna be sick. I bet she finishes first." Did.
Yeah, there you
Boom.
go. Does it change anything, Vandy?
Yeah.
Knowing that, or me telling you that both me and Maddie played 9. This was our position growing up. This
Yeah,
was our
I
bread
remember.
and butter.
Hey,
And
we can't predict coaches' decisions and injuries. All right, that's not what was in my wheelhouse. I look at skill.
But if you could,
And-
if you could see injuries, you take Vegas for a ride, buddy.
Yeah, if I could, I would give him a loop.
I guess really this scrum half category really just depicts how chaotic fantasy MLR can get sometimes.
I would say just like, between Tupai and Andre Warner. Those were the two that were like I'm pretty sure they were 1-2 last year.
Yeah.
2 years ago, I mean, and then
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the fly half position. Also didn't do so great in this one. Joel Hodgson is your king, Vandy, and he's the king in people's hearts too when it comes to the fly half position. Both me and Maddie had him at number 3. So we did give him his respect, but Hodgson really did clean up. The other one on the list, Maddie, both you and I had Leo Lifano. I had him at 2. You had him at 2. He finishes at the 4. So both you and I get 2 points in this one. This is where it goes down the list. So Rodney Iona finishes off as your fly half 2. Davey Kutzer remains your fly half 3 despite being injured for a third of the season.
crazy.
And Jason Emery rounds out the list after Leo Lifano at 4 as your 5th fly half, large in part due to the injury of Jason Robertson. Maddie, we missed out on Jason Potros. We both had him as consensus our number 1 injury. Tim Sweel, you had at 4. Jason Robertson, you had at 5. You interchanged Robertson and Emery. I should give you a half point. You want me to give you a half point?
I don't want your pity points.
All right, no half point for you. I did have Cliven Laubser and Santiago Videla as my 4 and 5. I don't believe Videla finished off with fly half eligibility, and Laubser barely made any appearances for Anthem here and there. So 2 points for both me and Maddie in that one. It remains now 13-12. We move on to the center position, and it only goes downhill from here.
Wait, sorry, real quick, Utah shout out. Joel Hodgson pretty much only played half the season because he shared time. So shout out Joel Hodgson. He would have finished with like at least 320 fantasy points. So shout out Utah.
All right.
Shout out Joe Peterson.
Maddie.
Love that guy. Love that guy.
Maddie, I had Meeks, Creel, Kubisha, Goffa, Vanderbank as my top 5. You had Meeks, Vanderbank, Goffa, Creel, and Tatamake. The center top 5 finishes. Rousseau, neither of us had that on our list. Meeks, we both get a point there, finishing at number 2. D'Angelo Leuila finishes off in the 3rd spot. Both of us did not have it on the list. Dalmakina at 4, Campbell at 5.
Yeah, no way I was going to guess that. But I got to get points. Rousseau isn't he on my top 1 for back 3?
He's both of our top 1 for back 3.
Yeah, okay, so we get 2 points for that. That's 2 points.
But he is not the top back 3 player. He's actually not, well, Let me look.
Just a second. Whatever. Don't make it too complicated. We sucked at that one. Pitter patter.
All right, pitter patter there. On to back three.
How about Wayne too?
I had Rousseau,
Yeah, Wayne.
Isaacs, Mignot, Coe, Kutzer.
Yeah, you sucked on
Andy,
this
you had, or Maddie, you had Rousseau, Isaacs, same two as mine, but you had Fido, Villamone, Karoy, which might be the worst pick ever,
Hey, he just didn't play.
and Davy Kutzer. The five that finishes is Joe Mono.
So we
Duncan
scored
Matthews,
0 points.
Balikana, James, and Trainer, 0 points. Ryan wins 14-13.
All right, congrats.
Preseason.
You
That's
suck
what you guys get
slightly
for not
less.
picking a single Utah guy.
You suck slightly less.
I suck slightly less. So the jokes continue.
I would say this.
I think we did. I think this was our best yet, though. I do think this was our best yet.
Yeah, you guys have had some bad years.
Shouldn't be advertising that.
No,
This is our best yet. This is a concern.
Before we get into overall all
No,
that,
it's-
from the bat, we asked the question for the forwards. What about the backs? What shocks you most there? Honestly, for me, the back three, like us not getting any, I think just like depicts the volatility of not only fantasy MLR as a whole, but really the position itself on how like really you're counting on these tries that may or may not come and you have no idea what's going to happen.
I told you, Joe Mono comeback year after the injury.
You did say
last
that.
year.
You did say
I
that.
think we have to move these top fives till after the draft because we need to know who gets picked first.
It's true.
Like we need to know. Like that's why. Like I was like, no, Joe Mono's gonna get picked first, and that's why I didn't put him in my top five.
Yeah.
No, I should have known Kunitani's gonna get picked first.
Yeah.
And Potros or Potros.
You know what? I'm giving away first overall. If I ever get it again,
Yeah.
I'll
Like,
never
I don't.
do it.
Why would I ever want to wish?
I don't
that
ever
upon a
want that
player?
pick ever again.
Yeah, it really does suck. It really does suck.
I'm gonna pick a guy out of the league.
Hey,
my
in
first
fairness,
pick.
Vandy, you won the chip despite picking number one overall Semi Kunitani,
That is pretty dope.
which
I
is
don't
pretty
even
crazy.
want to hear overall. I mean, if the overall, 3 out of the 5 of them are back threes, and we got none of them. So what are we doing here? What are we doing? All right, we got 0 out of 5.
You know what we're doing? Winning championships, baby.
So I guess overall, Maddie, you reflect on that. Fantasy MLR is just it's volatile,
tough,
man.
It's tough. Like
It's
you don't know
brutal.
when a guy's gonna come back into form. You don't know when a guy's gonna not be in form. You actually don't even know when a guy's gonna play.
It's educated luck. That's all fantasy
that-
is. Educated luck.
Well, and I think fantasy MLR to even further extent,
Yeah.
because to Maddie's point, like you don't know what these lineup decisions are going to be. Like we didn't know. Like
I
imagine
didn't
in
know
a world of
Kunitani's
fantasy,
gonna come in 20 pounds
Imagine
heavier
just-
and not be able to play 20 minutes.
the closest thing, right, is I could compare it to is our pick of Christian McCaffrey first overall in our Fantasy Ruckers Football League, and he gets injured like what was it, 4 weeks in or something?
Yeah. Knew it was going to
Basically-
happen, though.
It's gonna happen. But imagine if I told you what's our hit rate for the number one pick right now?
0.
What's the hit rate for it being a bust?
100%.
100%.
Literally, the
Every
hit rate
time.
is 0. For the first overall is 0.
It's crazy.
Except the first year, maybe. But that doesn't even count.
That doesn't
Yeah.
count
Yeah.
because we didn't have a curse yet. The curse.
Yeah.
The curse
curse
is
started
falling.
at
That
second
curse
year.
didn't exist. So either
Half
way,
the time they don't even come back. Like, you
It's
know what
true.
I mean?
it's true. It is true. So either way,
Balakane is next again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Crazy.
gonna suck. Somebody's gonna ruin that poor guy.
Damn. Can't believe we do this to the MLR. Maybe
It's true. It really is.
Maybe we're making these teams fold.
You know what?
Yeah,
I'm just
honestly.
gonna, if I ever get it again, I'm just gonna curse Houston with it because I know they'll be the top dog in the West, and I'm just gonna take like Davey Coates to ruin their season.
Hey, there's not just Houston on
You know what? That's some voodoo magic right there.
That is some voodoo.
I'm gonna
magic.
give me a
Voodoo
doll. Hey Steven, send me a Houston. What are your
All right.
Houston dolls or something?
all right.
Well,
Let's.
look. Here's me. Hold on. Here's me rounding it out. We stink at this. MLR is volatile. The curse is legitimate. We got to do better next year.
All right. Well, hey, we're doing better. We're staying the same. The bar is low. I think that's the theme of this episode, right?
Hey,
The
no,
bar
theme
is
of this
low
episode,
everywhere.
It's not the bar is low. This is what it is. Set low expectations. You'll never be disappointed.
There you go. There you go. All right. Well, speaking of low expectations, and probably an area you probably don't want to have low expectations or a low bar. Let's talk a little bit about money.
Sure, I'm about to put some.
Betting
I've been
challenge.
researching. I've been researching this one.
All right, time for our TFR betting challenge. It is the off season, but that doesn't mean the money don't stop. NPC Bunnings is in full effect.
Yes, we
MLR may
are.
not be, and
Also, we got Women's Rugby World Cup,
we do,
which I am know nothing.
It's okay. It's
You
okay.
know what?
We're
I
still
bet
gonna
on the
try
Bunnings
to.
and I know nothing, so
There we go.
We're still
There
gonna
we
try.
go.
There we go. All right. So let's try to look at some of these odds, and go
You
through
got
it.
him? Do we got him?
Let's check.
I don't know. Ask Matt.
I don't got him. I know what I want though.
All right. Let's
I
see
know
here.
I got a few games in my mind right now.
All right. We do not have any odds for NPC. It's too early. Too
All
early.
right. Well, here's what I'm gonna say.
All right. Let's see what you got to say.
There's a juicy little game, Taranaki versus. Actually, by the way, put a future on Taranaki. They're gonna win.
Okay. If you guess the odds on Taranaki, what is it?
I don't know. It's like what? Like
Who do you think
last episode?
Who do you
To
think?
win?
Who do you think the favorite? No, it's changed. It's actually changed quite a bit.
Yeah, I think Taranaki has to be the favorite now.
They are not. They are.
Are they not the favorite?
They are the fourth highest.
That's dumb. Put it on them right now.
Plus
Do it.
plus 450 for Taranaki.
They have a Super Rugby lineup. I was watching. They have literally a Super Rugby. It's dumb. It's dumb. It's ridiculous.
Okay. And
Although-
Taranaki coming off of a 15-8 point win against Auckland and
Well,
a
Auckland was
46
missing
to
a bunch of
24
guys, but
over
yeah.
North Harbor and a 23-3 victory over Northland. They face Waikato. coming
Yes,
up.
that's what I was gonna say. Great elude. I like that game. I think it's actually going to be a close line, and I would take. I don't know what the spread's going to be, but if the spread is under 3.5, I'd take Taranaki to cover it. If it's anything more than 7, though, Waikato will cover that. They got Aaron Cruden. They still got the boys.
All right. All right. Final thing then, Maddie. So your pick of the week is Waikato versus Taranaki. Anything below 3.5 or lower, Taranaki.
Yeah, that's all I got. That's
Okay.
all I got.
Who do you think is the favorites right now for NPC Bunnings?
Oh, it's got. Is it Waikato?
It is not Waikato. Waikato
is
is
it
at
Bay of
plus
Plenty?
1,200.
Is
Bay
it
of
Bay of
Plenty
Plenty?
is fifth, below Taranaki at plus 600.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna keep naming names. So you're just gonna have to tell me. Else I'm just gonna go down the list.
No, that you actually have no
Is it
idea.
Hawke's Bay?
No, Hawke's Bay is sixth.
Is it Wellington? Can't be
They're
Wellington.
third. Wellington is third, plus 400. We're going in the right
Is
direction.
it actually Canterbury?
No, they're second, plus 350. Actually, they're tied for the highest, Canterbury, plus 350. The other
With
team
who?
is
Auckland? Not Auckland.
no,
Tasman?
Tasman. Tasman and
crazy.
Canterbury tied for the top, possibly as futures, winning the NPC Bunnings at plus 350. Vandy, take that down, plus 450. Taranaki, hit it. It's almost a guarantee. I know we're not supposed to say guarantee.
Yeah.
Almost a
that
guarantee.
back.
Oh, we got
Take
banned.
that back, Ryan.
Hey, we're getting
Might as well
fined
hop in the
again.
bun if you're going to be a wiener about it.
You gotta stop losing
All
all our
right.
betting money on fines.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay. Women's World Cup.
All right. What are we doing here? Are you putting me on the spot?
Last thing. Okay, what do you
It's
think?
pool stages. What do you want me to do?
I know.
Hit
USA.
those huge spreads, and there's somebody's going to not
Okay.
cover. Going to
Let's
cover the
guess it.
spread.
This last thing. We
What's
do
the
have an odd
biggest
for
spread?
this one.
What's the biggest spread that there
I
is?
only have one game,
All right. What is it?
and I have the game that matters to the people that listen to our podcast.
Okay.
USA versus England,
All right. Who's favorites? England.
obviously.
Yeah. By, let's say, 3.5. I think it's a tight game.
3.5.
Dude, USA, England, that's like a good matchup. What did they have? What? What is the matchup? What's the line?
3.5 is your final answer.
All right. Well, it's 6.5.
Wait, I got to be reading this spread wrong. I have to be reading this spread wrong. It's got to be the total, right? There's no way that this is actually it.
What's the spread?
You're actually ridiculous.
It says minus 53.5,
Yeah, no. There's no way.
right?
Wait, what is it?
It says minus 53.5.
No, it's not. No, it's
Wait,
not.
what am I supposed
That's
to
not the
tell you?
spread. If that's the spread right now, then you smack USA. Like I would put hundreds. What's the odds on that?
Minus 130 or plus 53.5. So
No,
you
what's the
bet.
other? Okay.
It's only giving me that spread. That's
Wait,
the
the
only
spread
spread
or
it
the
has.
overs 53 and a half?
No, this Matt, let's get this on record. Maddie guessed the line was going to be minus three and a
It's
half.
not going to be 53
The
and a
spread
half to
is
nothing.
53 and a half.
Where-
50 points.
USA is good. Oh my, I don't even, this isn't, doesn't make sense. All right. We're making a point here.
How are you
Making up,
seeing
like-
these odds?
They're not even
DraftKings.
that far away in rank. They're like 1 in 10. Wow, USA really fell. Holy crap.
Wait, you said Taranaki to win?
No. We're
well,
looking
yes,
at,
I did say Taranaki,
no.
but
Taranaki
this
to
is
win. That's
Women's
NBC
World Cup.
Bunnings. Go to World Cup 2025 W Women's.
Can I bet on it?
Do you see it?
all right, yeah, but it's not, if that's what it is, I would, but like, it's not even good odds to hit that. Why would I hit it?
No, you double your money.
You said it's minus 120, no?
Minus 130. It's like almost double your money.
All right, so put hundreds of dollars on that.
You
the
bet
spread is plus 53 and a half.
you bet 10, you get 17.
Yeah. He's right. The spread's USA women's plus 53 and a half.
Yeah, put like so
Put
much
your
money
luck
on
save.
that. What do you mean? Holy,
Matt.
they're not gonna win.
Do I put $100 and just beat Ryan first day?
Matthew shook.
There's no way.
It's fit.
Matt, I don't know.
The most
know if I
recent
can do this.
victory
Can I do
was
this?
England beat USA 40
Look
to
at,
5.
what do you see?
Yeah, it's there. I see it, Vandy. I see it.
Do I smash that?
Yeah.
I think the way Maddie's talking about, I'm smashing that tonight.
Like, Ryan, what are you putting on it?
The rest of my
Wait, can we do
DraftKings.
this on?
The last time that
Yo.
they put over that many points was in 2021,
Boys,
where England won 89 to nothing and US was a shell of what they are right now. The most recent fixture that they played in July 2025 was 40 to 5. That's 35 points. They still need 20 more points to get to 53 and a half. There is
remember,
no way.
no guarantees. You cannot
There's
make
no
guarantees.
but dang. This is like you're holding the metal pole up to the sky and there's a lightning storm going off. Like you're getting hit.
Are you like you're that sure?
I don't know how it can be 53 and a half.
There's got to be some injuries or something that you don't know. Like what? I'm only putting 50. I need to do it $100.
You're putting 50.
There has to be a reason. No?
I don't know. I just know I'm putting the rest of my DraftKings bankroll on
What
that.
would be what?
I don't think it's much. It's like maybe $10 or $15, maybe.
Screw it, I'll do it. I made it on the UFC fights this weekend.
All right. Well, there you go. Plus 53 and a half line between England and USA Women's for this week. NPC Bunnings, Maddie's pick of the week, Taranaki over Waikato.
Screw the Taranaki. Do the England versus USA. Who cares about NBC Bunnings right now? We have a 53 and a half spread where you can almost double your money.
Okay. All right. And just for fun, who do you think the favorite, since we're unbiased show?
England's a favorite.
No. Not for women's. I don't even have the futures, I think, for
England's the favorite in this.
Oh wait, I do have futures. England is the favorite at minus 1400. USA is at plus 3500.
They don't need to win the whole thing. They just got to not lose by 53 and a half. That's it.
No, where I was going to shift to is who do you think the favorites of the 2027 Men's World Cup is?
What are we doing here?
I don't know. I'm just asking because we're talking about the Women's World Cup, talking about the men's.
France?
No. France is third.
South Africa?
South Africa is second.
New Zealand?
New Zealand's one.
Got 1, 2, and 3.
In case you wanted to place a bet on USA possibly qualifying
All right.
You can get plus 80,000 odds of them winning the World Cup. You can get plus 100,000 odds on Canada winning, Vandy.
I'm so locked into this plus 53.5 that I don't even know what to do with it. I don't even know if I should be excited. I'm nervous.
All right. Well, I guess that's a great way to wrap up.
Can I just post face this? What's the opposite of preface? I'm gonna post face this. All right, by saying that I've never watched a full game of international women's rugby.
Smash it. Forget everything back. I've never watched it.
But I've seen guys bet without knowing a lick. All they do is look at the numbers.
But I just give Vegas $50.
Remember, disclaimer to all of our listeners.
That's why I'm a degenerate.
We are not professionals, and none of this stuff is guaranteed.
None of it. I'd probably just realistically lost $50.
Vegas. Oh, as we knew,
buddy. I feel good about that
TFR betting challenge throughout the MLR season. Vegas knows something that we don't, and you're never going to beat them.
I think you're right. 53.5 is insane.
All right. Well, hey, great to end on a happy note on what was a very, very, very tough past couple weeks for MLR. Again, Miami on the cusp, it sounds like, of them not participating in 2026.
Well, Nola hasn't gone. In England, so
draft coming up this Thursday, which I think not only will we find out where some of the new young talent in North America will be headed, but also find out what the order is, who is drafting, and all that other good stuff. So some
a week after
external
Thursday.
Information that we're going to find out as well. Maddie, Vandy, anything left you have to say to the people?
Hey. No. Sometimes a low bar isn't good. And things like limbo and things like the size of a hockey net.
Standards.
But if you look at things like high jump, you look at things like pole vault, and you look at things like the expectations of the MLR, you keep them low.
Keep them low. All right. Make sure to tune in next week. Probably will have a special guest.
Frame that.
Andrew Coe. Trying to lock down Andrew Coe for next week's episode, friend of the show. Until then, for Matt Yee, for Devin Vandy Vanderpool, I'm Ryan Yee. We'll see you next week on another episode of the Fantasy Ruckers Show.
You've been listening to the Fantasy Ruckers Show, bringing fantasy rugby to the masses, covering everything rugby from the MLR and beyond. We hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, rate, and review, and be sure to tell all your friends. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, connect with us on social media at the Fantasy Ruckers. Till next time, this is the Fantasy Ruckers Show, signing off.